morning. This morning's video is a brief sun salutation practice, and we get to reap the benefits of parts of the body that I am currently healing, which is my wrists. And so the practice is going to be very light on the wrists, and it's just kind of the skeleton that I've been working from of bringing in sun salutations first thing in the morning, and then letting whatever energy I'm feeling that morning kind of direct me into what my body needs. And so it's a gift I wanted to share and see if maybe this would be helpful to you in your practice as you build your home practice. So we'll begin by just taking a moment with the eyes closed, just to center, coming to a nice cross-legged position, coming to the tops of your sit bones, and the spine is nice and long. You can wobble the head a little bit. Place the palms down over your knees. Take a nice big inhale breath. And then exhaling anything that's not going to serve you for your morning practice. And then taking another inhale breath in, drawing in something, awareness to something that you are deeply grateful for. And exhaling out anything that may shade out that gratitude. Inhaling in one other thing that you have deep gratitude for. And exhaling out. And one more time, finding one more fraction in your life that you are grateful for, and drawing in the essence of that gratitude on your next inhale breath. Exhaling out anything that shades your eyes in your awareness from all of those things that you're grateful for. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to start standing, so you can shift, step up to the front of your mat. Feet together or about hip width distance apart, slight bend of the knee. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, fold, and as you fold down, first fold of the day, leave the knees pretty bent. It might even be more beneficial to have the feet about hip width distance apart, and relax the head down. Inhale, coming up halfway. I'm going to keep the knees bent, my hands on the ground. My toes are light and stretching out. And then I'm going to place my fists down as I step my feet back, and exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back, coming into cobra, so the belly button stays on the ground. The lower ribs are lifting up, the legs are active, and the heart's extending forward. Tuck the toes, pressing up, still on the fists, top of the push-up, and pressing back to the first downward facing dog. At this point, I open my right and then my left hand, and I melt my chest through my arms as I rotate my upper arm bones forward. And about 5 breaths here. If you need more time in this longer one, you can always hit pause. That's a really magical part about these videos. You can find a place where it feels really beneficial to you to hang out, to stay, and to become mindful and present in and grateful. And then you can be there for as long as you need to. Look to the front. I'm going to tent my hands, so come to the tops of my fingertips and step my feet up. Feet stay hip width distance apart, slight bend in the knee. Just a little bit more relief for the spine. First thing in the morning, extending the heart, coming halfway. Exhaling, folding. Emptying the head out. Press into the feet. Rise all the way back up the standing arms. Reach up and overhead. Exhale the hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, arms up. And I'm going to grab the wrist and extend the side body as I direct the opposite hip in the opposite direction. So my left hip is pushing left, and then I inhale, and I grab the right wrist, extend to the left as I push my right hip more to the right, keeping my hips square, so the hip points there and there are pointing towards the front of the mat, the short edge of the mat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding the body forward, slight bend in the knees still. Inhale, coming up halfway as I make my fists. And ideally you've taken off any rings, because when you make the fists, if you do this practice over and over, the rings can kind of hurt your fingers. You're going to exhale all the way down to the belly. Activate the belly button, belly or the core by drawing the belly in towards the spine. Peel up the head and the chest and find your cobra. Press up to the top of a push-up and back to downward facing dog. I release the fists, extend the hands. This angle is more sustainable for my wrists. If it's not for you and you need to either tent the hands here, you may keep the wrists, or even less impact on the wrists is to come down onto the forearms and take this more as a dolphin pose. So those are options to alleviate stress on the wrists. The practice of yoga, a lot of asana, can always add a lot of stress onto the wrists. Picking up babies, get baby's thumb, this can add a lot of stress onto the wrists. Working on the computers and different things that we may be doing. Lots of planking, or depending on what other activities you do. So just being sensitive and also finding fun in modifications. So that's I've really started to enjoy this practice, which lightens the load a bit. And then let's step to the front. And as I step, I tent my hands. Feet are hip width distance. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold. Starting to get a little bit more length through my legs as my legs warm up, so I can start to straighten. Engage the quads a little bit more. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold the body forward. Inhale, I'm going to grab the right wrist, lengthen to the left side. Inhale, come out. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Third sun salutation A, modified for the wrists. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, I press a fist down. Still exhaling, I move through into my cobra, so I'm going to come up a little bit higher. If that's good for your spine, feel free to do so, lifting the chest a little more, keeping the hips on the ground. And then tuck the toes, lift through the hips, lift through the belly, come to plank, downward facing dog. I'm going to tent my hands and then step my feet up. At this point, I'm going to bring my toes together, heels slightly apart, having a little bit more space at the backs of the legs. Now my legs can go straight, my spine can be straight. If your spine is rounding, you're going to keep the knees bent, or your hands are going to come up onto your legs to get the spine long, and that's your halfway up. Holding, pressing into the earth through the balls of the feet, reaching the arms all the way up. Taking that side bend, inhaling up, inhaling up. We're going to go ahead and release the hands down to the earth, moving through a variation of Surya Namaskara B, Sun Salutation B. So go ahead, taking it into Utkatasana, bending the knees, sitting back, weight in the heels, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, making the fists, stepping the feet back, going through that all the way down to the belly, and then lifting up. You can see it's not really chaturanga because we're taking it all the way down to the belly, moving with the breath. And then we lift through cobra and then downward facing dog. I keep the tent in the hands when I press back, and right away I'm going to step the right foot through, spiral the back heel down. I'm opening it into warrior B because my flow is really going to connect through this direction of the hips. So warrior B, the heel intersects the arch of the back foot, and exhaling, I reach it back to the reverse warrior. And then inhaling, I'm going to take it forward with the hands, pick up my back heel, so we spiral on that back while the foot drop the back knee, and inhale into a low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands with the fist down, step the front foot back. All the way down to my belly, peel up the hand and the chest. I like moving through cobra in my vinyasa. first thing in the morning. It helps to wake my spine up, lift the belly, press back into downward facing dog. Tenting the hands, keeping the tent in the hands, stepping the left foot through, spiraling the back foot down, and I inhale, opening the arms long ways, and I exhale into reverse warrior, keeping the knee bent over the ankle, and then I'm going to exhale, bring the hands forward, pick up the back heel, dropping the back knee, use an inhale breath to reach the arms up, and exhale, plant the fist down, step the front foot back, exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra if you prefer up dog. You can be an up dog here. It's a little bit more challenging, I feel, when I'm using the wrists. So I like to work from the cobra. Hold the hips. Press back. At this point, moving through tented hands to getting the whole hand pressed down, because this is going to be the longer hold in downward facing dog. 2. And the bottom of this exhale breath, I start to tent the hands. I always start with the stronger hand, which is currently my right hand, my right wrist. Then I'm going to step both feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sitting back into the heels. Inhale, the arms up, find Utkatasana. Press into the heels, stand all the way up. Exhale, the hands behind. Interlace the hands behind you. Draw the knuckles down the back, lift the heart. And then as you release that, knees bent again, find Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And then place the fist down, step both feet back, moving all the way down to the belly, peeling up the head and the chest. A little bit more lift, a lot more strength in the legs the more I lift, a lot more drawing in of the belly the more I lift. Tuck the toes, lifting to plank. Downward facing dog. Tenting the hands, right foot steps between the hands. Spiral the back heel down. Inhale, warrior B. So front knee over ankle. Arms are long. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, go ahead, drop the back knee. Reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, fist down. And come all the way down. Onto the belly. Inhale, cobra. And lift up the hips, stop of a push-up, downward facing dog, right hand tense, left hand tense. Step the left foot between the hands, spiral the back heel down. Inhale, bring the body up into warrior B. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, I'm going to bring the hands forward, pick up that back heel, drop the knee down. Take an inhale, breath, so I'm still in that sun salutation, just in that flow, moving with and transitioning with the breath. I'm going to fist. Exhale down to the belly. Big inhale into cobra. And picking up the hips, pressing back into downward facing dog. Moving into tented hands to palms completely planted. Looking up to the front of the mat, tenting my hands, stepping both of my feet to the front. Inhaling, coming up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees, sitting back for Utkatasana. Arms are going to sweep up. And then exhale, bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down towards the heel, lift the heart. Release the hands. And by the time I get to my third variation of the sun salutation, I'm craving more of a hold. Not craving wouldn't be the right word, but my body is ready for a little bit longer hold. Inhale, come up halfway. Plant the hands, step both feet back. So you'll see there will be a tying in of one more additional pose. Exhale down all the way to the bottom. Inhale, peeling up the head and the chest. And lift up the pelvis, press back to downward facing dog. tenting the hands. Step the right foot between the hands, spiral the back heel down. Inhale, warrior B. Facing the chest towards the long edge of the mat. Exhale, reverse the warrior. And then from here, you're going to straighten the front leg, extend the arms, and we're going to shift the weight forward, hinging at the hip, and come into triangle pose. So the hand's going to come down. It stays nice and light. Try to use the warmth that you cultivated. Focus it into the core of the body. Draw the belly in towards the spine. So stay light with that bottom hand. Top hand reaches up, and you can, here I'll do the turn. It may feel fine to look up towards that top hand, but it also may feel really great to drop the top hand back behind you and either let it rest on the sacrum or create a half bind. Pressing down on the outer edge of your back foot, looking up or looking down, just staying light on that bottom hand, breathing deep and long here. Release, bend that front knee, pick up the back heel, back knee drops down. Inhale, reach up, and a rocking forward and back will help get those hips set nice and even. Lifting up for that single breath up. Exhale, plant the hand, step the front foot back. Coming down all the way down to the belly. Peel it up in the cobra. Pick up the pelvis to plank and press it back to downward facing dog. Tenting the hands, the left foot steps between the hands. Spiral the back heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana B. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale as you come up, straighten the front leg, reaching forward and find that hinge. Nothing changes the base, there's a hinge in that front hip, and then rotate the trunk of the body. The top hand can stay up or it can drop behind you. Staying light on that bottom hand, either gaze is up or down, belly is drawing in, and that helps keep that lightness. So you have a lot of mobility through the trunk of the body, and you're anchoring through the base of the body, pressing down on the outer edge of the back foot. And then you can go ahead and release. And we'll bend that front knee, pick up the back heel, drop the back knee down, reach the arms up and rock a little back and forth just to reset those hips. From that position, lengthen up through the side body, draw the belly in. Exhale, plant the fist down, step the front foot back. Come all the way down to the belly. Inhale into cobra. And this time, exhale, press back into child's pose. The hands and knees are going to slide my left knee up and then my right. I'm going to cross my knees on top of each other. This is Gomukhasana. If this is too much for you, you may keep one shin bone in front of the other. You can also extend the bottom leg, so you can have the bottom leg straight and the right knee crossed on top here and fold forward from there. Another way to get into it is playing the hands and squeezing the inner thighs together. Flexing the feet. I'm going to tent my hands and rest the chunk of my body over my legs and relax my head down. Again, always an opportunity to pause the video and just kind of run through with those breaths all of those things that you found you were grateful for this morning. Changing it up, adding daily to all of the gratitude that you have. We're going to plant the fist down as you come up, lift the chest, rock it forward, and I'm going to extend the legs back, down to the belly. One more time. Back bends are my cup of coffee sometimes in the morning, so adding a lot of cobras in there really helps get the body moving. It's going to be the left leg and then the right leg coming on top, or opposite of what you just did. Got I'm going to put my right leg on top. And then planting the hands down, tenting them, so allowing yourself to actively connect to the earth underneath you through the tips of your fingers. So many nerve endings down there. So just really starting to ground into your day. And you can fold it forward. Legs, allowing yourself to rock back, resting on your back. Also an option to take this final pose seated, starting into either a morning meditation or allowing yourself to close completely your practice with your Shavasana. Just taking a few breaths in to bring your attention back to those things you were grateful for. Each inhale, revealing it, and each exhale, allowing it to really wash through you. Really just the essence of that gratitude. And then letting all of that go and just being present with a natural breath. Again, having an opportunity to hit pause, stay here, honor this time. You've opened up pathways in your body. So allow movement to happen, allow the prana to make its way through. Staying for as much time as you have. When you are ready, allowing yourself to close your practice by bringing the palms together.